Okay, again we will join the class, and now we will discuss about the values. Okay, first we will see what is the meaning and definition of values. A value system is viewed as a relatively permanent perpetual framework which influences the nature of individual behavior. See, value system is viewed as relatively permanent. When you compare the values with the attitudes, values are relatively permanent, right? And the values are the attributes possessed by the individual and thought desirable. Okay, values are the attributes possessed by an individual, right, and thought desirable. Values are similar to attitudes, but they are more permanent and well built in nature than attitudes. They are more permanent when compared with attitudes. Values are more permanent and well built in nature. Now we'll see the definition of value. Value may be defined as concept of the desirable and internalized criterion or standard of evaluation a person possesses. Right? It is internalized criterion. We ourselves frame some norms to behave. Okay, standard of evaluation a person possesses. Such concepts and standards are relatively few and determine or guide an individual's evaluation of the money objects, right? Money objects encountered in our daily life. We'll encounter many objects, many things in our daily life. Okay, we'll evaluate the same, right, through values. According to Milton Rockich, a noted psychologist, what he says, values are global beliefs. Okay, they are not pertaining to a country or state. They are global beliefs that guide actions and judgments across a variety of situations. Right? And next, we'll discuss the characteristics of values. Values are generally tinged with moral flavor. Okay, when we talk about values, people think that person who is having the morals, they tinged with moral flavor, and they contain a judgmental element involving an individual's idea as to what is right, good, desirable. Okay, it has contained a judgmental element, and people involve in idea as to what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is desirable, what is undesirable. Okay, these are the characteristics. They possess some characteristics. One is value provides standards of competency and morality. Standards of competency. Okay, the ability, we call it as competency. In Telugu we call it as patima antam. Okay, what are the standards? Pramanalu enti for your competency and morality? They values provide. Values are fewer in number than attitudes. When compared with attitudes, values are fewer in number. Okay, and values transcend specific objects, situations, or persons. Okay, they transcend specific objects, situations, or persons. Values are relatively permanent and resistant to change. We are not in a position to change the values easily. They are relatively permanent and they resist change. Do you mean that they have never been changed? No. They may get changed, but it is not an easy task. Right, next, values are most central to the core of a person. Okay, if you observe the persons, if you what we call assign something a person is particular because of values. Okay, that's why we call the most central to the core of a person is value. Values have two attributes, one is content and the other intensity. Okay, the content attributes assess that a particular code of conduct is important. Okay, values have two attributes, one is content and the other is intensity. The content attribute stresses that a particular code of conduct is important. Okay, what the content attribute stresses? Particular code of conduct. If you are in a particular profession, and you will have a code of conduct, that content stresses on you, for that particular code of conduct that is important for you to follow, right? The intensity attribute specifies how important that particular code of conduct is. How important? Following stresses importance, that is content. How important stresses, that is intensity attribute, right? When we rank an individual values in terms of their intensity, we obtain the value system of that person, right? When we rank the individual values in terms of their intensity, more intense one we give first rank, less intense one we give second rank. In such a way, if we are comparing the values of of a person, individual, we obtain value system of that person. We obtain the value system by ranking the intensity of values of any individual, right? In the value system, all of us have a hierarchy of values, which is identified by the relative importance we assign to different values, such as freedom, self-respect, honesty, so on. That's it, right? Now we'll see the importance of values. Values are important to study the organizational behavior. We are studying organizational behavior. Why we are studying organizational behavior? We want to become entrepreneurs. We want to become, we have chosen as a study, that will lead us to a businesses, professionalism, right? That's why we must know the organizational behavior, where we may become the employee, or we may rule the employees. That's why, that means as a manager we may manage the employees. We must know the employee psychology. For that purpose, we need to study the organizational behavior. Following that, there are some significance points that will reveal the importance of values. One is, value lay the foundation for the understanding of attitude and motivation. If you know what is motivating the people, if you could understand the attitude of the people, right, then you can respond accordingly in achieving the organizational goals as a manager, right? Value lays foundation for that understanding attitudes, and if you could understand the attitude and motivation, then only you will make adjustment to motivate the people, right? That's why it lays down foundation. Next, personal value system influence the perception of individuals. Personal value system influences the perception of individuals. We have our own personal value system that will influence our perception. What you are perceiving about something, some object, that will be different from by others because of your differences in the value system of between the people, right? And value system influences the manager's perception of the different situations. As an individual, manager is also individual. He has his own value system, and that will influence his perception. Value system influences the way in which a manager views other individuals and the group of individuals in the organization. Manager in the hierarchy position, top of the hierarchy position, and he will view other individuals with his personal value system only, right? He will view the other individuals and groups with his personal value system. That will influence his perception, right? Value system also influences manager decisions. You will gather information to take appropriate decision. The information gathering influenced by your value system only, right? In the same way, the value system of manager influences his decision making and his solutions to various problems. The approach of manager is different from others because of his individual value system. Value system, influences the attitudes and behaviors. And an individual will get more job satisfaction if his values align with the organization policies. If the organization policies are different from his views and values, he will be disappointed. The disappointment will lead to job dissatisfaction and decline in performance. Following, that's why in the organization, they give importance for individual values. Individual will get more job satisfaction if his values align with the organization policies. They want to make organization policies that get aligned with the individual value systems, right? Otherwise, if there is no alignment, no harmony between the individual and organizational value system, the employees may get disappointed, right? And the challenge and re-examination of established work values constitute important cornerstones of correct management evolution all over the world. We are in the dynamic world, right? In this dynamic world, work values are different. That's why challenge and re-examination of established work values constitute important cornerstone of the current management revolution all over the world, not only in India. We are talking about the world, and it's a dynamic world by above changes. Hence, an understanding of value becomes necessary for every individual, not only manager, every individual, right? Now, we will see the sources of values. Value, same as we have discussed the sources of attitudes. Now we will discuss the sources of values. One is family factor, the most important factor which influences the value system of an individual. In his immediate family, some values are inculcated in individual from the childhood and remains in his mind throughout his life, which are inculcated by his family members. Remember, the most important factor which influences the value system of an individual is his immediate family. From his, you born and brought up where? Your family members too. Where that will start? The inculcation of values will start. Some values are inculcated in individual from his childhood only, because if you are not disabled, mentally disabled, right? Certainly you will learn the values that were inculcated, and they will be remain in your mind throughout your life. The child, rearing practices, the parents adopt, shape the personality of the human being. How could they rear? The child rear practices from the parent. They adopt, shape the personality of human being from their, learning from their parents. Family is the most influential factor in the individual learning of social behavior, and values and norms. Family is the most influential factor, right? And another is social factors. Out of all social factors, school plays more vital role in developing the value system of an individual. The child learns the basic discipline from the school only, right? Moreover, the interaction with the teacher, classmates, and other staff members in the school and colleges makes the child inculcate values important to the teaching learning process, right? He will put himself in the shoes of others, and visualize, the benefits that are going to acquire from the peer groups and social factors. Other social factors which may affect values are religious, economic, and political institutional. Religious factors will influence his values. Economic factors, political, and institutional factors of the society will be influencing the values of the right individual. Personal factors, and next we discuss personal factors. Personal traits such as intelligence. The people intelligence is also differs from person to person. Ability, appearance, and educational level of the person determines his development of values. Okay, what is your study levels? Example, if a person is highly intelligent, he will understand the values faster. When you are intelligent, you can everything, you can learn everything easily. That you must know. Okay, in the same way, he will understand the values. Okay, too fast than others. If he is highly educated, high values will be inculcated in him by his school and college. Right? And another is source of value is cultural factors. Cultural factors including everything that is learned and passed on from generation to generation. We have some cultures. Okay. Telangana people have some cultures in celebrating some festivals, whatever it may be. They are passed from our parents to us, and we pass the same to our future generations. Okay. That's why what we have learned from the okay from our culture as a cultural factor will pass the same to our future generations, right? Culture includes certain beliefs and other patterns of behavior. Okay, what it includes? Culture is includes certain beliefs, okay, regarding something. Other patterns are in the same way. You have some beliefs, and your behavior will be molded by that particular belief. An individual is a participant in social culture. Generally, we don't lead solitary or sedentary life. We are a colonial, okay, animal, and certainly social animal will participate in social culture, group culture, and organizational culture. Right? Thus, is known as the composite of many cultural elements. We are not living, okay, in one culture. Okay, we are living in a composite of many cultures. Culture is based on certain implicit and explicit values. Example, whether a person is cooperative, friendly, hostile depends upon to which culture he belongs to. Okay, that will reveal if you are cooperative, okay, you are having a friendly nature, you are having a hostile. It will all depend upon which culture you belongs to. Right? Individual relationships are different in different cultures and within certain groups of society also. Okay. In different cultures, they will be different. Okay. In different countries, because of their cultural differences, okay, the relationships are also different. Right? Whether, for example, you take uh, the what we call it as system, marriage system in India is different from other countries because of their cultural differences in foreign, that will be different, right? Next, whether the individual values are right, okay, money making, or doing service to the man, okay, or again depends upon his cultural background from which you have been hailed. Some people, okay, value for money. They meant money, okay, their ultimate goal is to earn money. They get satisfaction by earning money only. Okay, some people get satisfaction from doing service, okay, to other mankind. To whom they service? To other mankind, okay, to their society. And again, it will depend, okay, making money or doing service will depend on their cultural background only, right? And religious factors. Individuals generally receive strength and comfort from their religion. Religion comprises a formal set of values which are passed from generation to generation. Okay, in religion, okay, what to do, what not to do, that have been established. Okay, if you belongs to a particular religion, there some norms are prepared. Okay, a formal set of values, what to be followed, what not to be followed. You will observe, if you observe different religions, okay, who are living in India, there is a lot of difference among them because of their religious values they agree to. Right? Advancement in technology has under viewed faith in traditional religious beliefs and values. Okay, because of technological development, we are underviewing the faith in traditional and religious beliefs. Sometimes we may, okay, uh, strike out these because of they, they are not facts, they are not scientific, right? And another is another source of value is life experience. A man learns the most from his own personal life, right? What he has experienced. So sometimes man can learn from the experience of others also. In the long run, most of the values which influence our behavior are validated by the satisfaction we have experienced, right, in pursuing those. Okay, following. In the long run, the most values which influence our behavior are validated by the satisfaction we are experiencing in pursuing them. If satisfaction gives by earning the money, we'll try to pursue that. If rendering service by extending cooperation to others, that will certainly satisfy you. If you try to pass it. Individuals work out their values on the basis of what seems most logical to them. Okay, how could they okay work out their values? Because what seems most logical to them. They, values carry importance in direct proportion to how much faith the individual has in them. He should have those values which can stand the test of reality. Okay? He should not have rigid values but flexible system which can change with the changes in the individual himself. Right? His life situation and the socio-economic environment are important. Right, next, role demands. The role demands refers to the behavior associated with a particular position in the organization. Right, role demand is another source of value. Role demand refers to the behavior associated with a particular position in the organization. As a manager, your role demands, right, your values. All the organizations have some formal and some informal code of behavior. Role demand can create problems when there is a role conflict. If your role values and your personal values differ, there may be a chance to conflict. The manager will have to quickly learn the value system prevalent in the organization if they want to move up the ladder of success. That can be measured in terms of if they achieve something, they will be get promoted, right? Generally people wants to move up the ladder of success, right? For example, in the informal code of behavior says that the manager must mix up socially with the subordinates. He should learn to do so even though his personal value system conflict with his role as a manager, right? Personal value system may conflict with his role of manager. Sometimes, that was advised to the managers. He has to, informally mix up with the subordinate, socially mix up with the subordinate. That is helpful to get the feedback from his subordinate, to frame required policies, right? And next, another source of value is halo effect, we call this. The halo effect refers to the tendency of judging people on the basis of a single trait. We generally, that is a general tendency of people also. Generally we want to judge the people by seeing a single trait, which may sometimes good or bad, favorable or unfavorable. Sometimes we judge a person by one first impression about him, or first impression is the best impression. People may have that notion and they want to judge. Example, if a person is kind, he will also be perceived as good, able, helpful, cheerful, nice, intelligent, and so on. You have observed him, you have perceived a person as kind, then all these will be assigned to him. He is good, able, helpful, cheerful, nice, intelligent, and so on. On the other hand, if a person is abrasive, he shall also be perceived as bad, awful, unkind, aggressive, harmful, and wicked. These are we are assigning to the person while seeing at him for first time. Okay, you have perceived something as negative for you. That may be true or false. Thus, what one sees in the universe depends partly on one's inner needs. Okay, depending. Okay, you want some favor from some person. Okay, unwillingly you have asked him and you got the same from him. Okay, you got that such a favor. You will have a positive opinion towards him and you will say that he is kind, he is good, able, helpful, cheerful, nice, intelligent. You will associate all these traits to him. You will assign all these traits to him. Right? That's why with the help of follow effect, we see values in others which are actually not there. Sometimes they may not be so. Okay, if you have asked a favor to give something that may not be there but they have given, you thought that that is there and they are kind and generous to help others. That may not be true, but we perceive them that they, okay, that them to be there. Right? Thank you. With this, I'll end our today's class.